Although mainly known for their distillery and being the birthplace of Henry Clay Frick, there are other stories woven through West Overton's history that make it the place it is. In the first half of the 19th century, many of the men of the Overholt family were engaged in the highly skilled craft of weaving to supplement their agricultural pursuits. Abraham Overholt was a well-trained weaver, having learned skills passed down through many generations of Oberholzer families dating back to their Swiss origins. His older brother Martin was also a weaver, a skill he passed down to his son Henry O. Overholt, who became known for his beautifully woven coverlets. Henry Overholt Overholt was born in 1813 and died in the years of 1879 to 1882. He was among the most prolific weaver, producing over 800 coverlets during his career. His coverlets were in high demand due to his fine workmanship and bold patterns. According to his account book, Henry wove 7 coverlets for $7, and by the end of the 1850s, Henry was charging between $3 and $4.50. The price would go up to $5.11 if the name of the customer was included in the design. The account book also showed that Henry made 7 coverlets for a Samuel Butterfield at the cost of $35.77. Henry Overholt Overholt was a very successful weaver, but he did run into a small problem. In the Mount Lebanon area, there is a weaver named Samuel Mellinger that ended up becoming his rival. Samuel, along with his relative John, received a U.S. patent for a weaving machine to produce coverlets and other materials. A coverlet is a bed covering with a woven design in colored wool yarn on a background of natural linen or cotton. In the 18th century, weavers wove in a diagonal twill pattern with linen warp threads and woolen weft threads. Eventually, these simple twill woven coverlets gave way to pattern coverlets made in an overshot or double weave pattern, which is what Henry Overholt Overholt made. During the 19th century, he created overshot weave coverlets with a plain woven undyed cotton warp and weft and repeating geometric patterns made with additional dyed wool and weft. These coverlets were created with a simple 4-harness loom until the 1820s when jacquard loom was introduced. Joseph Marie Jacquard created an attachment that went onto a loom and allowed for more intricate detailing, including the cartouche that recorded the weaver's name, the date of production, and even the identity of the customer. The jacquard loom was an outgrowth of many years of experiments aimed at simplifying the weaving process, but it ultimately ended up becoming the first computer. The loom could base its weave, hence the design on the fabric, upon a pattern automatically read from punch wooden cards held together by a long row by rope. Each row of holes in a punch card corresponds to a single woven row in a coverlet. A weaver could use up to 14,000 punch cards to create one coverlet. These cards that were used in the loom were programmable and went on to influence Charles Babbage to create the first concept of the first digital programmable computer. Eventually, coverlet making ended up coming to an abrupt halt with the onset of the Civil War in 1861. Some coverlet makers went off to fight, while others were hampered by the lack of good Southern cotton. Wool and linen were diverted to military uniforms, blankets, and other necessities. After the war, styles changed, and the U.S. Industrial Revolution led to economical factory-woven blankets that replaced the more expensive hand-woven coverlets. Thus, the tradition of commissioning a unique coverlet for special occasions, such as dowries, weddings, and anniversaries, eventually died out, making weavers like Henry Overholt Overholt obsolete.